And the long-awaited Artstation reviews are here, but before we start them, we will do this kind of guy from Warhammer. So I don't know exactly which Warhammer guy is that. Probably some people in the chat will know, but it doesn't matter that much. What matters is this is a warm-up sculpt. We just want to warm up our skills to get them ready for something. In my case, it will be for nothing, but still, it's nice to have done something just even this ugly. Yeah, this guy is ugly, but he's well drawn, which is the point here. And we will try to make his face. Probably he's some kind of a warrior or emperor, or I'm not sure exactly what kind of guy is this. I'm not ultra familiar, a little bit. I'm familiar a little bit with the Warhammer universe, but not too much. So I will not be able to say. I know about the Space Marine, by the way. Space Marines, or they're called Marines, I'm not sure. So we will do this things above the eyebrows. A little bit fullness here. The nose. And the mouth should be open. And then we will put some teeth inside the mouth, which will be difficult and dangerous task because, you know, this guy doesn't seem very trustworthy. He can bite us, so we have to be careful with the teeth. The other thing I might do is a cylinder, which I will just very easily rotate, put down here, and made into his color. This is the color of his armor. Probably this is some kind of evil space marine, I'm not sure. But we, as I said, don't care that much. What we care about is just to make it look relatively nice. Ah, Chaos Space Marine, okay. People are saying, you know, Chaos Space Marine. So he's Chaotic Space Marine and he is ugly. Pretty ugly, but it's fine. Because the Space Marines, they are not the most beautiful people in the world, since they are highly genetically modified, according to the Warhammer lore, as long as I know, or as much as I know. So we don't expect this guy to be very pretty, but he probably is a machine, a killing machine, who knows. They have like a couple of hearts and stomachs, and they can eat everything, like even stones or trees. Doesn't matter for them that much, so they can survive everywhere. Yeah, Warhammer universe is pretty interesting, I would say. Although I don't know too much about it, but I'm curious. I'm a little bit curious. Now, we have the main shapes, so what, you know, I milked this resolution, I think, enough, so we can go up to the next one, which will be this. We will symmetrize because most of the time ZBrush, not ZBrush, in this case Blender, doesn't make it completely symmetrical from a sphere, so we have to symmetrize at least once in the process, and that's what we've done. We symmetrized, which is great. Now we will make his eye just a little bit and then continue onwards to other things, more important things like the ears. No, ears are not more important than eyes, but ears are also pretty important. Many people forget that, and I always say, just bring some love to the ears. Don't just leave them undone, you know. It's not good. It's not a good thing to do. All right. Smoothing. Yes. I noticed you started to stream more often, Dennis said. Dennis, I'm streaming more often because I'm not planning to do a new course in the next couple of weeks maybe, So I plan to stream more often, and that's the idea. Not doing a course, but streaming. Yeah, the last course was good, and it sells pretty well. And if people now are buying it, it will sell even better. Definitely. Yeah, I know, it's logical, but... And yeah. That's why I will for now rest, but it's not resting because I will do this streaming, which is great. I mean, I like it. I like streaming. I like to, you know, to read the chat, to answer some questions which I answer of best of my abilities. I'm not answering exactly, probably my answers are not the gospel, the holy truth or whatever, but it's my truth. And if you want to know it, probably you are here. If you don't want to know it, probably you shouldn't be here in the channel or in the stream or whatever. How much time does we have? I think we have some time. Around 6 minutes have passed, so for 6 minutes we have this. And by the way, making this kind of a male face, monstrosity or whatever, it's easier, much easier than making a female face, because it's more forgiving. You can make some mistakes, you can do some things a little bit not so good, and it still will be fine. Because it's ugly, and even if you make it a little bit uglier, it's not a problem. But for a girl face, it's difficult. Much more difficult, I might say. Okay, let's make some teeth. How to make the teeth? Okay, I will make them not from a sphere. Yeah, why do I put a sphere here? Because sometimes even Nico makes tiny mistakes, sometimes big ones, but let's not talk about it, it's not good. What comes first, Blender 2 or ZBrush? What do you mean by that? I don't know. ZBrush, I don't know. Hello Nico, is that also common word in Bulgaria? Gypsies, is it offensive? It depends. It depends. Gypsy is the English word, right? In Bulgaria is tsiganin, but it depends. Some gypsies find it offensive to call them that. But some gypsies, they say themselves, we are gypsies, so it's fine. It's not offensive. ZBrush. Now I will show you how to make very quick teeth. Just like this. And it should be fine. If it's not, just, you know, blame me. Because I told you how to do it. And those teeth, we will just push them up. Amazing stuff, I would say. We might need to remesh them a little bit more. Inflate them a bit. Smooth. Add a few more teeth here. By the way, his teeth are like a shark teeth. So yeah, I know, he's a monster, but usually even monsters with monster faces can benefit from human teeth. And it could be even more freaky and creepy if they have human teeth. But I'm just saying, you know, this guy, no. He has shark teeth, so he's good. He's fine. And of course we will take those teeth, so it could be faster. And we will just duplicate them and put them down. So Shift D, move them on Z axis, then rotate them without the symmetry. 180 degrees. And then move them up and place them in position around the bottom here. And I think this should be completely fine. Okay, let's see, this is our chin. Yeah, he's starting to look like it, almost. Затвори вратата, ако обичаш. Окей. And we have this. Good. Nice. Okay, he's looking kind of like the concept. As I said, it's much easier to do this kind of monster things. Ultra forgiving. You can do whatever you want and it still will be monster, you know. And when you do a pretty girl, sometimes when it starts to look like a monster, then you messed up a lot, but you cannot do too much about it, especially if you don't have the practice and knowledge how to fix it. And it still will be a monster, although it should be a pretty girl, so yeah. It's much harder. So if you want to do something easy for your portfolio, do something like this, monster or a male character with hard features. It's much easier than female, you know. But if you want challenge, female characters are your thing. They are challenging, definitely. As I said, this we will do just for 30 minutes, around that. And then Artstation reviews. Whatever we can do for 30 minutes of this character, that's it. We don't care about it too much. But let's put some horns in his head. It'll be just interesting to have some horns like this. Yeah, this I will smooth and it will be a horn. You see, a very easy horn from a sphere. And then here we can add a few things around the skull, so it can incorporate the horn like this. Good. Then this horn we will duplicate and put it wherever we want, like here, for example. Maybe around this area we will have one, but of course one of the horns can be a little bit twisted and smaller and maybe sharper even, which we can do with the inflate brush, but it's not possible, so with the pinch brush probably will happen. Yes, and this one also sharper would be nice. Shift D, move it and place it. It's pretty unpractical in my opinion to have so many horns on the head. It will be difficult to wear a helmet, for example. The helmet has to have holes. So if I was this guy, I would probably, if I have horns, yes, I would probably get rid of them. I will cut them. It will not be such a, you know, like cutting your nails. So cutting the horns to the bottom and then putting the helm, so I'll be better protected. Everything will be fine. Those horns, not practical at all. But that's my advice to guys who have horns and need to have helmets or hats or hair even. Just remove them. Remove the horns. It will not be very difficult. For example, those guys here, they have some laser weapons, plasma stuff, whatever. So they can easily cut the horns. Much more easy than with some kind of a, you know, seesaw or whatever. I think, yeah, that's my advice. You know, that's also my problem sometimes. I'm giving advices to people that doesn't ask for them, which you shouldn't do that much, you know. If the guy asks for your advice, hey, Nico, why do you think this is like this, like this? And then yeah, give it to him. But this guy, I don't recall him asking me for my advice, so most likely I'm giving the advice to him uninvited, which can lead to problems. Alright, we have it. It's fine. Now we can color the guy. He has some kind of a little blue coloring, a little bit of bluish on his face, like this. Pretty cool. Then we will have some blackish color around the eyes. Yeah, this will fake, like this. It's fine. And inside the mouth, of course. Immediately looking better. And more like the concept, right? Then we will add a little bit of black here under the chin. And a little bit on the ears. Then maybe a little bit here on the bottom of the horns. Okay, so now some red. Time for some reddish color, like bloody red, like here and here. Maybe we will contemplate this with a bit of black, we'll see. But other than that, it's fine looking. I mean, it's relatively interesting. Here I will add a little bit of reddish. Here on the head also maybe a bit of red. On the ears, no, he doesn't have it on the ears though, but whatever. And then in here, we want this kind of thing. Maybe a little bit of orange, but brighter. Like this. And then a bit black. This should do it. Maybe not exactly like the concept. But it's not particularly bad, right? So it's fine. Okay. And this thing should be kind of a red. Let's see. A reddish armor. With the black inside, which will be a little bit harder, but let's try to do it. So paint this black. We will be able to. Difficult, but yeah, I think it's happening. The teeth probably are not exactly white, so we might need to put some color on them. Okay, sometimes I cannot just select what I want, but it's fine like this. And then we can put some darker color, like a shadow. We also can put a shadow, an actual shadow, so we'll see. Maybe actual shadow will be better. And he also has some kind of a mark in this area, which we can color. Here we can pinch. It's not exactly how I imagine it, but I think it is relatively fine. Don't worry, we will answer some questions, whatever you have. For my shoe size and other things, very important things like how much I lift on a bench press, for example, and stuff like this. Very important stuff, which you have to know, you know. But let's see how much time do we have. Oh, we have 10 minutes, even less. I mean, for 20 minutes, This is the result for 20 minutes, which I don't recall it's super bad. It's fine for 20 minutes, but we cannot do too much more, about it. I think this will be it. 20 minutes is enough. We will not do this kind of a thing here. The thing. I don't know what exactly is the thing, but it's thing. This guy is not mad. He's kind of sad. I feel sorry for him. He's a little bit like, yeah, I'm confused. Yeah, probably confused. He's a little bit confused. He's like, oh, what's happening here? Why are we here? What's happened? A little bit more marks on his face, and we'll be done with this ugly bastard. Maybe we have to put something here on his forehead. Something like... Let's make it with black a little bit first. This thing. This is some kind of a symbol. Probably the symbol of this... of his caste. And then we will do it with blood. And maybe even push it a little bit inside. With our favorite... what is this brush? The Draw Sharp brush, of course. I guess this is fine, and probably here we need some darkness, because this we need to make it kind of go into the armor a little bit, his neck. Alright, not bad. This one I would like to make a little bit more bevelly. It needs some bevels. So Control B should be able to give us those bevels. And I think we can even have time to make a little bit of a upper body, because we are so far away or so far ahead with the sculpt. This stream is for 22 or 23 minutes now, and we have... Okay, we have time, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he has to have huge shoulders also, this kind of a shoulder armors like this. But since I don't have the concept, I will just do it like this and maybe color it a little bit and call it a day. We don't care about those that much since we don't see them, actually. So we cannot say if they are like this. Let's take this color, although I don't find this color very nice. But I don't care. We will select this color and color this thing with it. And that's the way it is. Oh, that's the way it is. Things will never be the same. Ah, yeah. Just the way it is. Okay. Good. Bye. Okay, goodbye guys. Now we finish this because we are already like 25 minutes into this. And I'm done. I don't want to work anymore today. I'm exhausted. You know, when you work that fast, you get exhausted faster, you know. That's true. That's true. And I'm joking about that we will end this. But I'm not joking about it's a little bit tiring to work that fast. So, my advice to everybody is to not work that fast. And that's it. If you don't work that fast, you will be better. Better off. Is what I mean. trying to work that fast can lead to exhaustion and irritation and other effects that are not very, very cool. Let's put some shadow, and for this type of guy, a little bit of ambient occlusion would be appropriate. For a girl sculpt, it's not exactly too much appropriate, but for a guy, it's fine. It's not exactly like the concept as always, I'm sorry, but it's relatively cool for the time being. Why does the model look so pretty? I don't know, because I tend to do it. Ray Blast has given up almost $10, like $9.99. I've been binge watching you for a while, but now I just started my Blender and Adobe journey and downloading Blender as we speak. Salute to you, comrade. Thank you, comrade, or spasiba тебе, comrade. But the idea is that thank you for the money. It's very rarely these days people are giving money, which speaks for the overall, in my opinion, speaks for the overall world situation. People are kind of, everything is more expensive nowadays. If you compare it to like 2 years ago, everything is much more expensive, and people tend to kind of stick to their money and give them to only things that are needed. But this will, as I say, this has to pass at some point. These are just temporary things. Is Chaos Space Marine? Yes. Hey Nico, I have a YouTube channel, but I'm not getting much attraction. I do sculpts in ZBrush. Can you give me some tips? The tips are, I cannot give you tips because, you know, in the beginning, like first 2-3 years, the channel will be almost nobody there. You have to just be persistent, and if your content is kind of quality, if you have a quality content, at some point people will start to come, but don't expect some returns in the first, let's say 2 or 3 years even. It's difficult. There can be some kind of a chance or luck that one of your videos will kind of blow, and at some point you will gather more and more people and you will start to gather them more. When you pass like 1,000 subscribers, then it starts to get a little bit faster, but you have to be also persistent and consistent and consistent. Hey Nico, awesome concept today. A face that only mother can love. Exactly. Your videos maybe download Blender. That's cool, but downloading Blender is the first step, and then start to working is another step, which is more difficult because downloading is easy, installing is easy, and then starting to work and starting to learn Blender, it's not that easy, but usually it's fun. So I wish you fun working in Blender. I noticed you start to stream more often. Yes. Dude making that hat in 2 minutes while it would take in 2 hours for me. Yeah, but you know, when I have like a couple of thousand hours in sculpting, I should be able to do it pretty quickly, you know. And especially while I'm always working with the sphere. This is my speciality. I maybe not be able to do a likeness in like 2 hours because it's very fast for likeness, but I'm able to do a basic face in like 6-7 minutes. It's not a huge problem for me because I am doing this constantly and I'm used to do it, and I also like it a lot. So that's very important, to like what you do, and then you will get good. You will get good. Get good. What made you go into sculpting instead of animation, rigging, or regular modeling? I was regular modeler back in the days when I started with 3D Max, 2004, so 20 years ago. I started with 3D Max and I was just modeling. Because there was no sculpting. I mean, maybe there was ZBrush, but I didn't know about ZBrush. And back then. And at some point, I was not even dreaming of making a really human-like character in 3D Max, because it was difficult. And also, if you don't get proficient with the modeling, you will not be able to do anything. So I wasn't proficient in the first years. Of course, it takes more than that. So yeah, and then I realized that there is ZBrush around 2009, 2010. And I started to work with ZBrush, and it started to happen for me because I was a little bit below middle level 2D artist, for example. I was not super good in 2D, but I was okay. And since they got me into Gameloft, I made a test and they approved me, and I got into Gameloft. But back then, they were getting everybody. They were searching for 2D artists very hard, and they were getting people with much less portfolios than me, much worse portfolios than me. One of those guys who has like 2 times worse portfolio than me, and his test was awful, and he didn't do everything on the test. There were a couple of things that you have to do. He did just one, and even like this, they took him, and now he is some kind of art director in Ubisoft. He's working on the latest Assassin's Creed game, which is in Japan. So he's a 2D artist, very good one now. But you know, even if you're not good now, it doesn't mean that after couple of years you will not be good if you push yourself and you like it a lot. Nice. Good morning. Hello. How can I activate Control K to color my character in Blender after sculpting? Control K. It's not Control K. You just have to go here and to paint it with the paintbrush. The reference look a bit like right from Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight. I haven't played that game, by the way. Gypsies, okay. Finally, ZBrush. Milk in the resolution is industry standard terminology. Yeah. He wears black shirt now. It's not exactly black. It's like... It's black, but it has some kind of a monster in it. Because we are in a monster theme right now, you know. Cinema 5D coming out soon. Cool. How to symmetrize? What's the hotkey or how to call the menu? It's just up here, the symmetrize. It's just X here. And usually we work with X symmetry, but you can work with any symmetry that you want. You can work with Y. Z, it will be a little bit more uncommon, but still. I just came and I feel out of context. Yeah, but the video will be here after the stream, so you can watch it all and it will be fine. Here, your Discord link doesn't work. It should work, by the way. For most people, it does work. Maybe you can copy it and paste it in the browser, and then it should work. What's the name of your previous YouTube channel? I have 3 YouTube channels. Let's say 3 YouTube channels, which are relevant. One is this one, Speech Art Life. The other one is called just Speech Art. There you can find a lot of videos about anatomy, about working in Blender, working in ZBrush, optimizing your workflow in ZBrush, because I was doing that. And it's very, very useful if you work with ZBrush. And my other channel, my third channel, is called Niku Hard, and it's for knives. It has 1,000 something subscribers, so it's very low of subscriber number. But since my hobby is folding knives, and I always have a folding knife around me, so that's why I made a channel, and I upload sometimes. I haven't uploaded in a couple of months there, but it doesn't matter. Hey Nico, why do you use Blender and not ZBrush? Go to my other channel and there is a video there exactly about that. Why do I switch from ZBrush to Blender as a 3D character artist? As a professional 3D character artist, which is, you know. Did you use VDM brushes in Blender? No. Nico just casually making Space Marines horny. Exactly. ZBrush is expensive now. It was always kind of, but since back in the days when you buy ZBrush, before Maxon, when ZBrush was Pixologic, then when you buy ZBrush, the license stays with you and you get all the new versions for free, which was kind of cool, yeah. But probably it was not sustainable. That's why when Maxon bought them, now you have to buy each version, or even now I think they are on subscription model like everybody. They just want money every month from the people. Which is like all the big companies are doing it, and I guess it's fine, but since you have Blender, I don't think it's necessary, so yeah. Hey Nico, what's your opinion on going 3D art school to learn 3D modeling, animation, reading? I think it's cool if the school is fine and the teachers are relevant. I mean, the teachers have to be good. Maybe people who have worked in the industry or still work in the industry, which is the case in the academy that I'm teaching here in Bulgaria, the Arc Academy. Soon they will make an online, maybe in the autumn, we will make online courses for Blender. For people all over the world, they will be in English. But yeah, and those kind of courses will be led by the people from the industry. People who are good, like riggers, animators, modelers, and sculptors like me. So yeah, it will be interesting. So make sure your school have good teachers. Hey everybody, Pink Apple, and this is the description of the live. Now he has pretty makeup, exactly. The Discord links are in the stream description. Yes. Hello Nico in chat. I think the red is more magenta. Exactly, yes, I know, but still. Shadow on the floor. Hi Nico, when you create 3D works like this, do you think of the basic form first? Is there any specific process to your thinking when translating the image to 2D to 3D? No, I cannot tell you exactly a process or whatever. I'm just trying to recreate it the best possible. Of course, starting from basic shapes and ending with more elaborate shapes and more detail. And while the process is running, I'm changing things, I'm fixing things, and I'm always looking at the concept and looking at the model, concept model, concept model. Otherwise, you will not. For example, now I obviously haven't looked at the concept that much because it's not exactly like the model. There are some things that can be fixed. For example, the thing that I will fix and it will be immediately nicer is, let me show you here, this line. It immediately will make him look better. And there are things like that that can immediately make your model look better, but you have to find them. And how to find them is a question of a lot of work and practice. As always, I'm saying practice. I'm sorry, people mostly probably here are already sick of this practice thing, but it's the wholly true. Practice is the key. Let's change the light a little bit. All right. Yeah, he's now looking a little bit more, but whatever. How much is the vertex count on this model? Okay, I don't know why, but yeah, we see the triangles are... Yeah, with everything, it's 1.5 million triangles. The vertices are way less. A little bit like 700,000. Blender exists occlusion painting. Occlusion painting. So you mean ambient occlusion and to paint it? Probably you can do it with masks, but I'm not sure. Nico, how many times do you shave per month? I don't shave at all. Yeah, I don't use the actual shave. I just use my machine and I just yeah, it's like shaving, or no. How is it called? You don't call it shaving, I think. But yeah, 4 times a month regularly. Today I have to do it in the evening. Dank, now I want to know how much he presses. I'm only on 60 kilograms at the moment. When I was training a lot and I was bench pressing a lot, at some point I reached 120 kilograms, I think. 120, which is a lot for me because, yeah, I'm a heavy guy. I'm 100 kilograms. Myself, my weight is 100, but my arms are very long, so it's like a big push for me. It's like a big press. So now if I go probably for 1 repetition, I will be able to do 100. So my weight I should be able to do, but no more than that, most likely. Nico, can you show what concept is better to take as first character? As first characters, in my opinion, are more like cartoon concepts, like this one, or this one is not exactly good for a first concept. What concepts you shouldn't have as a first characters are concepts which have a lot of hair, concepts which have which are female. Don't do this. Like this, male characters, more like cut with an axe, not very smooth, will be better for first characters. Like this guy also could be nice for a first character. You can try to do it for a portfolio, or this one even. This one I don't recommend. But you know, when you start and when you do a couple of concepts, at some point you will probably start to see better and better what works and what doesn't work, and what concept you should be able to do and it will come up nice, or some, you know, not so much. Here's my question. What's the maximum distance you have traveled on foot on one go? And if over 20 miles, why? No, it's not over 20 miles. On foot on one go, we may say I have traveled no more than 10 kilometers, I guess. When we are at a different city like Bangkok or Rome or whatever, and we have to roam the city, we travel by foot mostly, and it's like maybe 15 kilometers at most at one day. So yeah, not too much. 20 miles is a lot. Nico, do you sculpt eyes differently if you know character is going to blink? Of course. I am putting eyeball inside and everything, so yeah. Okay, what is this 500k? I don't know. What if Maxon bought Blender? Then it will be a disaster, I think, but yeah. Why does the model look so pretty? I don't know. If you got freelance like you did now, will you make it super detailed and how much time it will take? If this is for a freelance, I will ask first, what do you want this for? If it's for print, for example, yeah, it will take more time. I will make the eyes properly with eyeballs, and I will make all the details a little bit deeper probably, so it will print correctly. And then I will send it to feedback, then I will make the feedback or whatever they want. And at some point, yeah, probably it will take like 4 to 5 or 6 hours if it's for print. If this is for game or whatever, it will take much more just for the head, but it doesn't matter, you know. Are you planning to do a female Warhammer character course? I'm just curious, and by the way, Nico, today you look very handsome. Thank you, because black suits me, you know. Thank you. With female Warhammer character course, I was planning to do one about some assassin, but it didn't happen. I'm not good enough probably for that. And I just stick to what I know. What if Adobe bought Blender? Whoever buys Blender, it will not be good. Nico, you sculpture or singer? I'm mostly sculpture. Singer, not so much. Okay, I don't see where we are. Okay. Blender CEO founder will never let it be sold. Yeah, until he is alive. But we don't know. You know, nobody lives forever. There is one saying, yesterday I saw it. Somebody said, there are 2 reasons for me to be alive. First, I was born. Second, I haven't died yet. So it's very interesting. But we will all die, you know. Go to invest in who you believe. I got to invest in who you believe. I know what's like to create and give value. Yeah, but you know, for me, it's not exactly giving value. For me, it's having fun. Making these streams. Of course, it's fine that people are liking them. It's fine that people are subscribing to the channel and watching more and more. And to the other channel also. So subscribe. It will be fine. It will be cool. What's your opinion on AI starting to take 3D artist job? I don't see that anytime soon. Since the AI haven't started to take 2D artist job that much. Because a good 2D artist will, even now with the whole AI thing being very, very good in 2D, it's still, 2D artists are very, I mean, especially in the gambling industry, the 2D artists are very scarce. They're searching actively for 2D artists. I know some people who live there, who work in the gambling industry, and they are actively searching for 2D artists. They cannot do what they want to do, exactly what they want to do with the AI. So still, in the 3D art, we'll see, but don't hold your hopes that high. I mean, 3D artist, if you're good, you will still have job for a long time. Even if AI starts to do amazing job in 3D concepts, I mean, from concept, do a 3D model, then there will be this thing, the very good 3D artists, people, they will be able to modify the models, that's one thing, but also they will always be like game, for example, made entirely by people, and it will be something like vintage, and people will search for this sometime, and it will be more expensive and more like elaborate and stuff like this, even if the AI kind of overwhelms the 3D industry, which, as I said, it doesn't. I mean, the 3D AI nowadays, it's pretty rough. And it works for some simple objects, but working from a concept is a little bit different thing. Hey Nico, how it's going? Awesome concept. You could also try Dead Guard, would be fun for a sculpt. Probably, yes. Nico, I love you. It's a strong words, I would say, but thank you. Not going to lie, my setup wizard has been installing Blender for a while now. Is my computer slow or something? I don't know, you should check if there is another message window that's pop-up, but you don't see it because it's minimized. You should check it out. Does anyone else have issues logging on Udemy? Let me see. I think it's fine. Udemy should be fine. Here's a question for beginners. Do you recommend becoming a master of one skill or be jack of all trades? Usually, most of the time, it's better to be a master of one skill, but there are people, I've met this kind of people, they want to know everything. They want to know how to rig, they want to know how to animate, they know how to sculpt, how to model environment, how to make modular environment, how to make level design. If you are one of those people, just learn everything. Just 1 week, learn this, the other week, this, the other weeks, and then again, 1 week this, the other week. It just, you have to do it because you have the urge to do it. So you don't have to resist it. Ubisoft really sucks as a gaming company. Money-wise, they are doing good. Yeah, they are doing good money-wise probably. And in Bulgaria, they are not the company that gives the most salaries. They are giving okay salaries, but not the better salaries, as you will expect from this kind of famous company. Do you watch UFC? Yes. I'm watching UFC, by the way. Now I'm watching UFC 300, which is a little bit old. But I'm watching it at the evening and my TV. And I'm doing shadow boxing while watching because it's interesting to move with the characters, with those, with the guys, with the fighters. And I do this for like 20 minutes just for exercise and then I stop it. So I haven't watched the whole 300 UFC even. Yo man, this is story about me. My test work was so bad, but now I'm senior in company name, you all know. Exactly, that's relatively, probably it happens. It's like that King George devilish painting, okay. That feels more like a sit than anything, probably. Weekly challenge is kinda hard, can you check please? Yes, I checked it yesterday and I would say not even me, not everybody has done a bad job in this. But it is what it is. Yeah, this is the weekly challenge. And you see, this is not bad, but it's not exactly like the concept. This also is interesting, but the teeth are a little bit too big, too much. And there are a lot of things that can go wrong with this kind of character. That's what I'm saying. You know, this is the concept and this is the result. Not exactly. So, yeah. You see that how much difficult. If I put this guy for a weekly challenge, many people will do it pretty well. Some people will do it even better than the concept, most likely. Because it's easier, much easier to do this kind of thing. Hey Nico, what test usually given to hire 3D character artists? Are they need to make some ready game characters from scratch? Yes, usually yes. Okay, can I? Okay. Do you think creating characters is much more perspective in terms of making an income than modeling and selling props? Modeling and selling props, you know, the AI is most likely to take over the props creation in the near future than the character creation. So probably this will answer your question. What do you think about 3D art school in France? ESMA, Art FX? I don't know. Is it in Lyon? I'm not sure. I was speaking to some guy who was, I think he was teaching in one art school in Lyon, in France. And he told me that this art school is super good. And people just want to go there, and there is kind of an exam to go there. You pay big money, yes, because it's private. But there is an exam, and if you don't pass the exam, you don't go in, even if you have the money. So if you're talking about one of those schools, yeah, they probably are good. Practice is the best. Exactly, yeah. Even if you don't go to a school like this, if you kind of put, let's say, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours every day, even more sometimes, to practice the craft you want, like you want to retopologize, practice that for this amount of time every day, and you will learn and be better than those from the school that gave a lot of money. You know, many people are thinking that if they go to certain school and give something like 10,000 euro for 1 year, because I guess the prices in Europe will be like that. In Bulgaria they are lower than that, but in Europe, that 10,000 euro for 1 year probably will be normal price. So they give this money and they think that they will not have to do anything because we gave this money, or my parents gave this money, and now I will have to just go there and just sit and, you know, do things on my phone and probably listen sometimes. But then when I get out of the school, I will be able to find a job and I will be amazing. And that's a big misunderstanding, you know. And probably you all know why. Because if you don't practice hard and many, like hundreds and hundreds of hours, then whatever school you are in, it will not help you. Because even if somehow you get a good diploma from that school, this diploma doesn't mean shit by itself. Your portfolio means everything in our line of work. You know, if you are, like, for example, a lawyer or a doctor, your diploma means a lot, yes. But if you are a 3D artist, 2D artist, environment artist, rigger, animator, your diploma means absolutely nothing. What means everything is your portfolio, what you can show, and the test. Usually, the better companies, they will give you a test. If you pass it, they will take you. Yeah. Any ideas why my Draw Sharp brush isn't working? The other brushes work fine and the settings are the same. Yeah, not yesterday. The last time I was in Arc Academy, I went into the computer and I opened Blender, and it turns out there are some settings from another guy, another teacher, that prevented not the Draw Sharp, just the Draw brush to work. It wasn't working. The settings were the same, but the Draw brush was not working. Draw Sharp was working. So probably something like this is your case. Maybe you should go to the file and make the default, like defaults here, and just load factory settings and try from there. This is my advice to you. This worked for me. Nico, do you or did you ever get the urge to just quit? To just quit what? And if I quit doing this, what will I do? You know? So I don't quite have the urge to quit. And I kind of quitted my job in Gameloft almost 2 years ago. It was 1.5, almost 2 years ago. But it was not exactly I quit. I always tell that story. It was some kind of mutual agreement. They kicked me out, but I quit a little bit, you know. Mutual agreement, let's say. Was so beautiful character, not so beautiful. For a moment, I thought you would shave with the knife. Knife. I always, this is, in English, you write knife, but you say knife. You write knight or knigt, and you say night again. You write something else like nigt, and you say again night. It's confusing for people, especially new people who come to English, but it's fine. Hi Nico, do you think it's possible for a 3D artist to use Blender alone to develop as an artist in all your areas, or do I necessarily need to use other programs? Blender alone to develop as an artist? Yeah, you can develop as an artist only with Blender, like sculpting, modeling. You have this in Blender. Then if it's about baking the high poly to the low poly, after you make the UVs and low poly everything in Blender, then I would suggest Substance Painter because it's the best, at least for now. Back in the days we were using XNormal. There was a program called XNormal, It's a simple small program made by Santiago Hortas. I think the name of the guy was Santiago Hortas or something. He was from Brazil, if I remember correctly. And I once even wrote to him and he answered back. But we were all baking with XNormal. Everybody in the industry actually was baking with XNormal. It was interesting. It was a small program, free program, and you cannot see the model actually. You just load your high poly, load your low poly, and you click bake and you hope for the best. And then you export the maps and you have it. It was good times. Now you can see everything in Substance Painter. You can see even the max rear distance or whatever the ray distances. You can see how your model will be baked. It's crazy nowadays. Your brother, you have all the stuff on the desk. Yeah, I have so many things on the desk actually, yeah. What's the prices now? Industry for creating single character, it's rigged, middle complex. Rigged, I don't know because I don't rig them, but it depends. If you ask a character artist who have been working for like 1 or 2 years, he will give you one price. If you ask me, I was working in this industry for 15 years and I was a character artist for like 12 years of those 15 years. And now I'm character artist for like 14 years probably, since 2010. I am working with ZBrush and creating characters. So if you ask me, I will give you another price. If you ask the best guys in the industry, they will give you even higher price. So it depends who you ask. Hi Nico, should we use retopology for the characters that will be used for 3D printing? Not necessary. Hi Nico, can you someday stream workflow for poly modeling to sculpt until baking all normal diffuse bump maps? To sculpt, poly modeling, to sculpt until baking all normal diffuse bump maps. Yes, in my other channel you can find the whole workflow. Go to Speedchar, my other channel, and you will find in the playlists, you will find one playlist. And in this playlist you will find everything that you're looking for. Hi Nico, can you someday? Yes. Wow, amazing. Jack of all trades, master of none. Exactly. The Ura stream, yes. Off-topic question. Is it possible to do MMA when you are quite stiff-bodied? Probably yes, but you will not be very good at it, probably. Since you do shadow boxing. Since I do shadow boxing, I'm just doing shadow boxing. I'm not saying that I will be good against somebody. Although I'm sparring with one of my friends sometimes, but we're just playing. It's like dancing. It's not like hitting each other hard or whatever. And mostly, in my opinion, the overall thing about MMA or boxing or kickbox is stamina, is the most important. Not how hard you can kick, not how fast you can kick even or punch, but stamina. If you don't have the stamina, then you will suffer a lot. And stamina is the most difficult thing to do. I mean, it's not super difficult. You have to just train hard every day. Where should we post our works if you follow along this sculpt? In the Discord server, in the description of this video. Well, I hope AI only take over in environment 3D object or LOD, not the asset. We'll see. I had students like that. They pay for college, but then they are taking and not paying attention in class. Sometimes they even don't go to class. Is character artist required to do hair cards? Yes and no. For example, I'm a character artist, but I don't do hair cards because I am good enough nowadays to choose my own stuff. Although there is not too many freelance offers these days, but I can choose them anyways. And since I don't have hair cards in my portfolio, I only have stylized characters with stylized hairs, then people are not searching for me to do hair cards, so it's fine. This is looking like you. Thank you very much. Nico, who is the ugly guy on the screen and the other one with the horns on the head looking good? Yeah, so yeah, the ugly guy on the screen obviously is me. And this beautiful guy with the horns is just the sculpt. Yes. Why do you think Blender is better than ZBrush? Because it's free. Jack of all trades, yes. How to find an idea for a model? I can model quite well, but it's very difficult for me to come up with an idea what I can model. My imagination is very bad. Go to Artstation and find the concept and model. Brother, your opinion, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is just, I don't know. I don't watch WWW or whatever he's on right now. He was heavyweight champion in MMA for a couple of months or years, I don't know. He defended it just once or never. He tried to defend it once, I think, and he failed, but yeah, that's what I remember. Oops, I'm in which channel on Discord? Weekly Sculpt Challenge? Weekly Sculpt Challenge is for weekly sculpts, so for the challenge. So if you have made the woman from the challenge, yeah, you can post it there. Hey, I will enter the industry and I will ask you a question. Have you done retopology at your job? Is there a job position who will just sculpt? Yes, if you're amazing with anatomy and very good in sculpting, then you may be, maybe they will get you just to sculpt some things in a big company. But you have to be much better than most, which is difficult. And if we have to be realistic, you will have to retopologize. Put emission to ice, shrink wrap a texture with emission. I don't want to do it. And also, even if I do emission in the viewport without the render, it will not be visible. So it doesn't matter, right? Let's go to the Artstation portfolio reviews because we are already 1 hour into this and we haven't done a single Artstation portfolio review, which is hideous. Okay, we are on Somsai. Pachansiti, I don't know how to say that, by the way. Interesting name. Somsai from United States. He's Fachan City. Okay. Okay, we see nice things here. This one is not bad. The render, although this is not a render, this is a print screen. And you know, usually print screens are just to post in some group, just for feedback or whatever. But for a portfolio, I would say render it with proper lighting and shadows and everything. Like this one, for example, we have a pose, we have rim light, we have nice things. So yeah, good work, I would say. Pretty good. Game characters. You know, what gives me a little bit of a strange feeling about this is he has some decent characters. And there are like 1, 2, 3, 4 decent characters we have. The other things here are just like some kind of speed sculpt, some kind of jungles is scary, and some materials, and this horse which is some kind of a work in progress or something. So I would say, for me, if I want this portfolio to be better, re-render this character with better lighting and everything, and remove everything else except for these 4 characters, and this portfolio will immediately be better. That's my opinion about this. I always, as you know, proclaim for people to remove most of their old works. Let's say this is the She-Hulk, and she looks pretty well of the face. The body, I don't know, it's maybe the arms are a little bit too long or some else, I don't know. But the face looks pretty cool. And the thumbnail is not looking bad, although there is a black background. But some things like this monster mutant demon and this one should definitely be erased from this portfolio, from existence, because they are looking like whips. They are not with proper render. They are not good enough for the portfolio. This one also is on the thumbnail, it looks a little bit too awkward. And you know, you have to avoid this kind of artistic representation of your sculpts. You want your sculpts to be seen because you have spent time on them. This takes some time to do, you know. And this is an overall good-looking character, but we cannot actually see what it is about because it's too dark. And this also looks kind of okay, but we cannot actually see what it is about because it's too dark. So, re-render those. This is too light. And also, it's too big, like you shouldn't make those big of images and those close-ups because you don't have that much detail. I mean, it's not worth it. So probably something like this for a first image would be nice, although this again suffers from being a little bit too flat and we cannot actually see the forms that good. So the lighting should be a little bit better. But we have something like an animation here, which is great. Yeah, cool thing. So this guy or girl, let's see. Ivan, Drok, or Drok Ivan. But I guess Ivan is his first name. I don't know why he is Drok Ivan. But yeah, he's doing relatively fine, but he has to remove a lot of things from the portfolio and fix some of them, some of the other ones. Ivan. Yeah, in English it's Ivan, in my language it's Ivan, in Russian also is Ivan. Ivan Ivanovich. Добро пожаловать. I don't know. Do you have any advice for someone moving from sculpting in ZBrush to Blender? Yes, just check out my video for how to start sculpting in Blender with a tablet. That's how it's called. How to start sculpting in Blender with a tablet. And if you watch the whole video, you will be able to start pretty easy and nice. Those guns are relatively fine, although here we have this chromatic aberration, it's called, this effect. It's too much. It's a little bit too much. You have to be careful with those effects because sometimes they can be too much. Other than that, we have a pretty good renders of pretty good weapons and other props. So this is a prop artist, Ahmed Abdelaziz. I've done this kind of a gun for one of our games, but it was a very low poly. So yeah, it's fine. Ahmed. When I say Ahmed, I remember the Ahmed the Dead Terrorist in... he was a puppet, but I don't remember the guy's name who is moving the puppet. I'm not sure, but it's interesting. Okay, this looks like likeness, and although his hair is a little bit awkward, but as you probably know, to make realistic hair it's pretty difficult. So is he done Maya, XGen, ZBrush, Arnold, Photoshop? So he was not doing this with, but it's fine. He was not doing this with Blender. So boo, but still it's looking fine. Let's see this. Ooh, this is a fine monster. Cool monster. Demon Lord, real-time character. Wow, real-time, yeah, very cool. I would say this guy knows his anatomy, knows his monsters, facial anatomy also. He can do some stuff. And there is nothing in this portfolio that I would remove except for probably this. Because this is Abomination. And although it's well made, it's a little bit too much in my opinion. Probably if you remove it, it will be a little bit better, your portfolio. The other things looks pretty awesome. And again, let's see this guy, by the way, again. This is Sirius Kian, or Sirius, I don't know exactly how to say it, from Vancouver, Canada. And he has 175 followers. He deserves way more, because he's good enough for at least 10 times that, you know. At least 1,700 he has to have. But in Artstation these days, not everybody gets what they deserve. Because when you post something in Artstation, it will get almost immediately lost. It will get lost. Most people don't go to Artstation to look at the latest works. We might do that, by the way. There are some gems sometimes, very good things that people don't realize that there because they don't see it. If something don't go to trending, most people don't see it, and that's why it just get lost in translation. I don't know what to say about this portfolio. From the thumbnails, it looks relatively fine, and most of the things are looking pretty nice and with good lighting and visible, and we know what to expect before we click on the certain thing. We don't have too much realistic characters or characters who have kind of a nice faces. This is with mask. This guy is with mask. We cannot see actually faces here, which is interesting. This is looking cool. And I like especially the render and materials. They're looking almost realistic, you know, which even I cannot achieve quite well, since I don't want to achieve it that much. My models are mostly stylized, and the renders are also kind of gamified and stylized. But these ones are pretty nice renders, except for this one. This one is not exactly the best thing you can ask for. The design overall is bad, so the model is also not good. But yeah, other than that, good job, Sadra Shariati from Tehran. Ooh, from Iran. We have... Oh, I need to go to Gruzia. I need to... Gruzia, how is it called in English? It's... Gruzia, no. I don't remember. Gruzia. And I also need to go to Iran and other countries. There's so many things you can see in this world. And so less time, so little time, and so little money, you know, because you need money and time to go whatever. And especially when you have kids, it's more difficult to travel that much. Okay, let's see here now. We have a character artist, we have characters. His name is Nail Haikal from Indonesia. And let's see this character, it seems like elaborate a little bit. Okay, good, he's smiling. And he's not the whole character, just the face. Okay, the renders are not bad. They are kind of light, visible, everything. Those arms look a little bit short, but I'm not sure. There are some issues, but it's normal in the beginning. This guy probably is not kind of a old character artist, but he has some nice stuff. This one, for example, is looking pretty cool. Overall silhouette and the render is not bad, but he's making this rim light from this side is blue, from this side is kind of a reddish. But folds, you need sharp stylized folds in here and it will look amazing. But without those folds, it looks just like unfinished. So that's it for this. Let's see something else. Okay, this is O Ancta from Spain, and we have a character. Alright, she's holding a big sword, and the face is burned out in this image, in this one also. It's too much light on the face, and probably because the armors were looking too dark, and then he bumped up the light, so the armors are okay, but the face now is too bright and we cannot see quite much what's happening. So there are issues, but whatever. This guy. Okay, this is not exactly a render, I would say. This is obviously from ZBrush, but it's not a render. Oh, it's Blender, but it's not a render. It's Blender, but it's not a render. Yeah, it's just some kind of a like screenshot, which is fine sometimes, but I would say make a render, it will be better. And this one, a robot. Okay. By the way, I don't know. The concept itself is... When I see this concept, I would not want to make a model on it. You know, the concept is not good enough for 3D, in my opinion. So, usually, you have to be careful with your concept, because you will fail. You know, look at a certain concept and imagine it in 3D, and most of the concepts are not very good for 3D. You have to be careful. Oh, Lian again. Good. Nico, you are really cool. Ah, thank you. I want to learn sculpting, but I don't know where to start. Start by sculpting. Maybe download Blender, install it, and watch my video how to start sculpting in Blender with a tablet, and then start sculpting in Blender with a tablet. But, you know, even without a tablet, You can try. Have you started watching Edge Runners yet, Cyberpunk? Yeah, I watched the whole first season of Edge Runners. I don't think there is a second season though, but I watched it. I watched Blood of Zeus now. I watched the 2 seasons of Blood of Zeus, and now I plan to watch One Punch Man, because there are 2 seasons of One Punch Man in Netflix, and I will watch them. I still haven't watched Fallout yet. You know, I have like a little bit of... I don't want to watch it. Since I'm a huge fan of the series of the Fallout, I have played all the games except for Fallout Tactics. I have played all the Fallout games and a lot. I have hundreds of hours in Fallout. Maybe less than I have in Sculpting, of course. I have thousands of hours in Sculpting and hundreds of hours in Fallout. But still, yeah, Georgia, yes, Georgia. Georgia is... Georgia... Yeah, Gruzia. Do you think it's worth improving very old projects in the portfolio, or is it better not to waste time and make a new one totally from scratch? For me, new one totally from scratch works a lot better. But if you don't have time to make something from scratch, reworking an old project can be faster. I don't know if it will be better. Studio life is so cut to the chase. We have lost our creativity. No, it depends. It depends. Yoniki, can you do Yichi from Tomodachi game, or can you look at least my favorite character? I haven't heard of this Tomodachi game even, you know. Привет, друже. Hello. I want to start streaming and make videos like you. Did people watch me? Will people watch you? You will ask. It depends. As I said, when you start a new YouTube channel, usually it will take, if you upload a video every week, at least once a week, it will take about at least 1 year to start getting some subscribers. In the beginning, you will not have anybody because you don't have views. YouTube will not recommend your view to anybody, and you will not have anybody. So that's difficult in the start. Usually, even people after 3 years of working almost every week uploading, they don't have more than 1,000 subscribers, which is fine. But if your content is really good, it has to be, then you will eventually have subscribers and you will, start to go up. One Punch Man is amazing. We'll see. Don't recommend Fallout series. I've read a lot of good reviews for a Fallout series, so I guess it will be fine. But I shouldn't expect too much. Attack on Titan is GOAT. I've seen some things from Attack of Titan, but I haven't seen the whole, even one episode I haven't seen. The Fallout series is great, Nico. Probably. It depends what are your expectations. Hi Nico, I quitted 3D, but I'm still watching you from time to time. Happy seeing you, doing great. Thank you. Did you watch Charlotte? No, I haven't. You will love Fallout, so visually great. But very nice. Warhammer. It's okay to start sculpting with Blender. Yes. Fallout is really good. Probably yes. Let's see the Deadpool guy, by the way. It's looking pretty good, but I shouldn't press go back. I should press visit site. Okay, Deadpool. This is like Hellboy Deadpool, but it doesn't look bad at all. I would say anatomy is great. Materials are fine, and the render is cool, presentation is nice, so we like it, right? Only 34 likes. Let's make it 35. Okay, we have this, and we have this. And everybody can say that those two things, the first two things, don't go well with this last thing. So, remove those two things. I know that you have put some time in the beginning and you hold them close to your heart because those are your first models or whatever, but it doesn't mean they have to be in your portfolio. And this means not only for you, South from India, but it means for everybody. Just don't grab to your emotionally to your old models because they will grab your portfolio and pull it down. You want to just, get rid of them, refresh your portfolio, it will be immediately better. This Batman looks interesting, but this first thing that we see is boring because it's absolutely front view. Usually I don't recommend that. I recommend something like this 3/4 view, much more interesting to see, in my opinion. There is. Also, this one doesn't look super bad, but it looks a little bit unfinished since it doesn't have materials, it doesn't have colors. It's easy to just get the high poly, as it is, and put some gold material to the armor, put some skin material to the skin, just color it a little bit, and render it properly, and it will be immediately better. And also for Batman and for Deadpool, I would suggest for the thumbnails to make them close-ups, a little bit close-ups, cut them a little bit. But people like to see faces mostly. And when you have face, it's better. This one, I wouldn't say it's doing too good to your portfolio. This is 2 years ago, and you, as an artist, have been, and when I say you, I don't mean only this guy. I mean each of you. When you are starting, you are bad. Then you become better. And in the beginning, you become better very quickly. So 2 years is a long time. And now, this guy is from this level, which is strange, to this level, which is much, much better. So this level now is not his level. It shouldn't be in the portfolio. That's what I mean. Yeah, and of course, if he removes everything that shouldn't be in the portfolio, there will be 3 things remaining in this portfolio. But it's better to have a portfolio with even just one thing, which is very good, instead of one very good thing and couple of bad things, because those couple of bad things will pull your portfolio much down. So the value of a portfolio will go from here to here just because you have those bad things. And people will mistakenly think that this is also your level right now. When they see a portfolio, they want to see a portfolio with your current level of art. Wow, David Chachulski from United Kingdom. Chachulski is he's from Face Punch Studios. Obviously, he's a professional artist. We can see that. The renders and the facial anatomy and the overall thing is looking great. And as you can see, the thumbnails, they're not the whole character. They are just the face and a little bit of the chest. And this is a better thumbnail. And we have 457 likes on this one, which is cool. The hair is nice. And this is probably a high poly. Yeah, this is the high poly. But still it's nice. You see how the face doesn't have the symmetry. It's a little bit asymmetrical, which looks very, very cool. It's nice. I would say very, very cool. And the armors looks very nice. Thick, heavy. Very, very nice. I like it a lot. The silhouette is nice. Everything about this character I like. This one, the nose is a little bit awkward. And the arms a little bit, but this is 4 years ago. So, yeah, you know, let's see this one. This one is, again 4 years ago. This one is 4 years ago. So why this guy is posting his portfolio, since probably 4 years ago he was very good and now he's most likely much better and he can make like world-class arts, but he's posting his old portfolio things in my Discord server. I don't know. He's a professional artist, obviously, and we like what he's doing. In India, no one is making videos like you. That's why I was thinking of making videos. I don't know, maybe people are making videos in India. India is a very big country. I mean, the biggest country in terms of population in the world. So 1.5 billion people. It's just incomprehensible. It's super huge amount. So I'm sure there are people who are trying to make videos like me. What perspective do you recommend for 3D sculpts? If you mean focal length, around 90. For faces especially. If it's for a whole body, it depends. But if for faces, more than 85, it's fine. Hi, much love from Romania. Hello. Ты лепил в реалной жизни или ты сразу начал 3D? В каких города России бывал? I've never been in Russia, by the way. So, Probably this guy is asking if I have been sculpting in real life. I haven't been. I just sculpt in 3D. I want to sculpt in real life. Probably it will be a very satisfying thing, but I haven't yet. В какие города России бывал? I want to go to some Russian cities. Like last stream we say that Leningrad, which now people say it's not Leningrad, it's St. Petersburg. People say that. I'm not saying that. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. And Moscow, of course. But I haven't been in Russia at all. I think you should do a Lord of the Ring concept. Good thinking. Do you think for a beginner it's better to start with a blockout, directly sculpt the sphere, or directly sculpt the sphere? I've noticed that when I start with blockout, I get better results. So that's your answer. With whatever you get better results, start with that. You have to try both, but if you cannot start with the sphere and get good results, start with a blockout, block out it, and get better results. It's fine. Hello from Brazil. Hello. Hi from Turkey. Merhaba. In which Discord? My Discord. In the description of this video you can find it. Why did you skip my question? Vladimir asks, why did you skip my question? What's your favorite game ever? Did you play The Last of Us both part? If so, what are your thoughts of it? I haven't played The Last of Us. I've seen some of the footage in YouTube from The Last of Us, and I think it's a very cool game, but for me it's a little bit boring because it's linear. It's like linear game, kind of. I like more Skyrim type of game, Fallout series, maybe even Cyberpunk 2077, although I haven't played it. I bought it in Steam, I have it, but I haven't played it. I haven't had the chance to play it. Maybe I will try it these days, I don't know. Cyberpunk, I like open world games mostly. And even first Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, they were kind of open world. You can go wherever you want, whatever you need to go, you can go, which is amazing for me. It was like, wow, amazing stuff. GTA series also, you can go wherever you want. Those are amazing games for me. Sandbox games. So I answered your question, Vlad. Привет, что думаете по поводу качества моделей и персонажей в Baldur's Gate 3? So, what do I think about the quality of Baldur's Gate 3 models? I think they are amazing. From what I've seen, and Baldur's Gate 3 also is one of the games that I want to play if I have like a big amount of time without my kids and without my wife, hopefully, because when I start playing a game, she always look at me like this. So I'm a little bit concerned about my health and my life. Nico, please go stream some games. We need it like Starfield. Yeah, I tried to stream Starfield, but obviously my video card is not good enough to play. Although now I have a different video card. Maybe I can stream some Fallout at some point. But the latest update of Fallout, from what I have heard, is mostly not good. Especially for PC users, it's making some mods not working, so it's not good enough. Maybe we can play Fallout, but we'll see. Here, Nico, have you played Elden Ring, as we're talking about open world games? Yeah, Elden Ring, I've seen a lot of videos about Elden Ring, about the bosses, and it seems to me that it's a super hardcore game, much more hardcore than I used to play. Like, I've played Fallout 1, 2, 3, Skyrim, Fallout 4, New Vegas, whatever. I've played all those games and GTA, but I think Elden Ring, from what I've seen, is on another level. Especially the bosses, they scare me, actually. They are like so well done with this kind of slow animations and suddenly fast, like doing something. It's like creeping me out a little bit, this game, Elden Ring. Although it looks fantastic. What's your favorite character you have ever made? I don't know. This is difficult to answer. Did you play Call of Juarez? Jaugre, I don't know, Jaugre or Juarez, I don't know. Hello, Nico from UK. Hello. Microsoft Flight Simulator. That will be boring, actually. Hello, Nico, how are you, brother? I'm fine. What's your GPU? My GPU now is 4070 Super. But before that, I was with 2080 Super. So, and before that, I was with 1080. Not Super, just 1080. But now, with 4070 Super, I can play Cyberpunk 2077 probably pretty well. Gothic 3, yeah, it's an old game. Old games I like. I like the first Half-Life, for example, the second Half-Life also, Half-Life 1 and 2. It's just amazing games, although they are pretty linear games, but they're very well made. The level design was amazing. It's just superb. By the way, Half-Life 2, along with Doom 3 or Doom, I don't know which Doom was it, but they were the first games that utilized normal maps and environment reflections on the characters. It was wow. When I saw it for the first time, I was like, what's happening here? Back in the days, it was cool. Are you going to help texturing? No. What do you think about Red Dead Redemption 2? Once said you like open world games. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, I tried to play it on my computer, on my PC. It turns out it's too slow. Always cinematic after cinematic, and I was like, when I'm gonna to play the game, you know? In games like Skyrim and Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas, whatever, you don't have that much cinematics. And yeah, so Red Dead Redemption, I wasn't that, you know. So 4070 enough for render? Yes, it's enough. It depends on your render, of course. And to render in Blender, you also need just a huge amount of RAM. It depends, of course. For example, when I did the Dragon Girl in Blender course, and at the end, I will show you the Dragon Girl, so you know what I mean, because some people probably haven't seen my courses. These are my courses in my Artstation. But this girl, when I tried to render it for the first time, and mistakenly, I have put a little bit more subdivisions on the dragon scales, and it just didn't render. It just ate all my RAM, 64 gigabytes of RAM, it ate all of it, and then it stuck, and it didn't render. So I removed the subdivision modifier of the scales, and it rendered it pretty well. But yeah, you have to have, for kind of if you want to render a couple of million polygons, you need a lot of RAM. Not exactly VRAM, not your video card RAM, but just normal computer RAM. DDR4 or 5 or whatever you have. So yeah, 64 gigabytes of RAM I have, and still it was a problem to render when there was a subdivision modifier on the scales, because there are a lot of objects, those scales, and each object subdivide, and it just makes it way worse. Yeah, what I can show you also is my courses. They are in the store here. They're courses and also bundles. Courses and bundles. Bundles are cheaper. If you want to buy a couple of courses together, there are a couple of bundles you can choose from. And they're cheaper. So yeah, let's continue with our station reviews. Okay, I'm answering questions. I'm doing this. Let's stop at 2 hours mark, which is about 30 minutes from now. We will stop, but wow, this looks nice. I like this face. Let's see. Yeah, very nice face with cool pores and very nice textures here. Probably with XYZ textures made. I don't know. 3D scans textures use. Yes. Okay, good. But it's not bad at all. I would say this is from Cyberpunk probably. Personal project. And looks cool as hell, yeah. Especially, and even in the thumbnail, it looks very nice. And when you go to it, you see it's nice. Let's see here. So anatomy could be better. Here, this is not good. Especially the connection between the shoulder and the biceps here, it's just very straight, and it doesn't work. Other than that, it's not bad. Overall proportions and everything are relatively fine. But there are issues here and there, so work on them. But the portfolio overall looks fine. Few things on point. All characters not very dark, looking cool. So yeah, just more work is required. I mean more practice. Well, like everybody needs more practice, even me. Oh, this is kind of Martin Guerrero Castillo. Okay, we will try to select this name. Go to Artstation. and place it in the search box here. And yes, we find his works. But the link was not working. I don't know why. Okay, helmet. Good. Doesn't look bad. It's fine, helmet. Let's see the characters, because we are mostly interested in that. Yeah, the lips are looking like those kind of girls. Here in Bulgaria, we call them kifli, which means it doesn't mean anything. Kifla is some kind of a breakfast, like made from dough, but it doesn't matter. The idea is that they are putting this kind of things in their lips, and the lips are going like a duck face, and this is kind of like this, a duck face. Maybe he was trying to make her more beautiful and he just overdid the lips. But the render I like. I mean, it's bright, everything is seen. The hair is awful, but it doesn't matter. The overall render is fine. And all the renders are kind of bright and visible, which I like. This one is a little bit too bright in my opinion. And of course the face is a little bit awkward. Other than that, it's strange because the skin and the environment, the background, has very similar color, which you shouldn't do. I mean, it's not very good to do. No, don't copy, but just the finger. Just do the finger. Call of Juarez, the autocorrect feature. Yeah, Call of Juarez, I think I've heard this game. I don't think I've played it. How does what you stream differ from what you do at your day job? I don't have a day job right now, so I just stream. This is my day job. Ghost of Tsushima is so beautiful on PC. By the way, Ghost of Tsushima is, from all the games I've played in the last 2 years, it's the best one. Ghost of Tsushima is also sandbox, you can go wherever. And it's samurais, which I love. I love samurai swords. I even have a sword, samurai sword. It's not very expensive one. It's just, but I just like it, and it's. I can show it to you someday. Now I have to go to the other room to get it and show it to you. Maybe I will do. We'll see. But Ghost of Tsushima, amazing game. I played it on the PlayStation 5, and it's super good looking in a PlayStation 5. In PC, probably the same. It wouldn't be that better looking. I mean, in PlayStation 5, sometimes I was just traveling to some field with the moon shining, and it's just so good looking. I was just, and the music and everything. Ghost of Tsushima is just one of the very best games in the last years, I think. What about Dragon Age game series? I think I've tried to play once, like 10 years ago, one of the Dragon Age game series. I didn't work that much. Will you make Minecraft Steve model? Probably not. What type of person are you? Work only during working hours or rush through work and then get long free time for rest afterwards? It depends on what kind of a mood I am. If I am in mood to work, I work. If I'm not in mood to work, I don't work. Or if I have kind of a deadline, I will work even if I'm not in the mood to work. So it depends. I was creative, but education fucked me up. Yeah. Nico, show what you did today on stream. I did this on stream today. This little guy here for around 25 minutes. I think I managed to do it. Something like that. Something like that. Nico, Cyberpunk versus Steampunk. Which side are you on? Steampunk most likely, because Fallout is more steampunk than Cyberpunk, although it's not exactly both of them. It's something else, but it's still I think steampunk. But I haven't played Cyberpunk 2077 to say that if Cyberpunk is fine. Maybe I will like it a lot. I would like to hear a feedback from me. Many people like that, you know. Hello, it's fine to work from the base meshes and upload this work on your portfolio if base mesh isn't yours. I'm not sure. If you bought the base mesh from somewhere and you have made it look even better than the base mesh itself, Yeah, probably it's fine, but other than that, and if you have bought the model and it have a license so you can use it for portfolio or for freelance, I don't know. Nico, I see you sculpting in Blender, but in the another guides, people just extrude the cube. What are the difference and what style used at the beginning? Since I'm sculpting mostly, I'm doing soft surface, or we might say I'm doing organic sculpts. That's why I start with a sphere always, and I sculpt on it. Nico, show us your sword. I bet it's long. Yeah, it's long. What do you think about Kingdom Come Deliverance? I haven't played that game. Please show us the sword before you end the stream. Show sword. Okay, I will show you the sword. Okay. Everybody wants to show the sword. You have to wait for 30 seconds. Or 20 seconds, something like this. Now, let's see if you can see the sword. This is the sword. Here. Let's take it out. Pretty cool, by the way. This is a very nice blue thing. You cannot see it actually, but yeah. And let's take it out to see. Yeah, and it's pretty sharp also. It's a normal katana, a normal sized katana, and it's with blue handle. It's looking cool. And the tsuba here, this is also with some dragons on it. It's looking interesting. If you cannot see it, if you can see it, but yeah, it's difficult to see. But it's a cool sword. I will cut myself. Amazing stuff, right? Yeah. Let's leave it here. What do I want to show you? I wanted to show you some of my... No, you have already seen my figurines. Do you use the sword? No, I don't use the sword. It's not practical, you know. I guess you can cut wood with it. I mean to, you know. But I have seesaw, I have machete, so it will not be practical. Also, to cut vegetables or something is too thick. It's not gonna work quite well. So it's useless. It looks so cool. Yeah, blue. Is blue your favorite color, by the way? No. Orange is usually my favorite color. Swords for sculpting, yeah. We can confirm Niku is a weeb. Okay. Your t-shirt is also cool, by the way. Yeah, I bought it from Thailand. From Bangkok. From the biggest market in the world. No, it's very big market. I'm not sure it's the biggest in the world, but it's in Bangkok. It's super huge. That's leak as far, yeah, we all knew have a great sword. Show the pistols. Yeah, I have pistols also, but they are air pistols, you know. So yeah. If you like katanas, you must watch Demon Slayer. Probably, yeah. Is that the sword you base the Dragon Ladies from? No, the Dragon Ladies has its own sword. The Siresh Lukan... No, it's not good for cutting salami because it's thick. And cutting salami is good with a thin blade, like for example this. This is good for cutting salami because it's like flat and it's relatively thin here and it cuts pretty well. And this one is one of my favorite knives right now, folding knives. You see how the thumb is going, it's amazing, it's super cool. And it's folding knife. You just fold it, you put it in a pocket, it's safe, it's super cool. Room tour, no, room tour not so much. It's very unflattering to show you what's happening around here. It's like, wow. For example, we even have grapefruit. Yeah. Here we have Riders Republic game for PC5 because we have also PC5. Do you want me to show you the PC5? Let me try. It's very heavy, by the way. PC5. Very big. But the PC5... By the way, I've seen this video card 4090 from Nvidia, the best video card. ever. Now, it's almost as big as the PC5. It's just humongous card. I mean, yeah, and PC5 is pretty big console, I would say. It's amazing. You own a machete too? Yeah, I own a machete, or a couple of them. Let me show you my machetes. Why not? We are here. Why not? I will show you some of my machetes. This one is a pretty cool one, and I will not probably use it, this one, because it's just for show off. It's, you see, no, you cannot see. Now you see. Yeah, this is a very interesting machete. It's black, it's pole force, it's pretty expensive by the way, this one. And I will not use that one. This one is just to look at it and have fun. It's not for using. The other one of my machetes I use. And I bought it to use it. And I like it very much. And I will show it to you. It's very comfortable to hold and it's amazing. It's this one. Yeah, it's a little bit dusty, but it's a workhorse, so it's fine. It's amazing looking also. I like it a lot. Also, it's light because it's not very thick. And the handle, ultra comfortable. It's just, it's kind of a rubber handle. Very comfortable. You can cut a lot of wood with it. It's very cool. Do you hear? It's interesting. Alright, I've showed you my stuff. They're not 3D printed at all. You've been in Thailand? I've been living in Thailand for 2 years now. Yeah, I've been in Thailand this for second time this spring, and I plan to. Oh, it was the winter. It's February. I was there. I don't know why people buy these things like katana, and it's totally fine, it's cool, but when you buy something more traditional like saber, then you're a weirdo. No, you're not. I also like to have a saber, but I haven't found one that suits me. But I will. Yeah. Shashka or something it's called. Hello Nico, have a nice day. This man has everything, almost. A mongoose card, no way, yeah. What are you doing in Thailand? I'm not in Thailand right now. I was there for 2 weeks, just on vacation, traveling in Bangkok, in some islands. It was very, very nice. I would go there again, because Thailand is one of my favorite countries to go in the winter time, especially because it's warm and you have a lot of fruits. And one of the best things in Thailand is the food. I like Thai food a lot. I like all the spices they put in there. I like spicy food also, and I now can even eat really hot Thai food, and I can, which is cool. You are master in Blender and Machete. No, I'm not master in Machete in any case. I'm much better in Blender, actually. Is that for haters? Yes, haters will get the sword and the Machete, but the other side, not the handle, so be careful. The jungles of Sofia, exactly. If ZBrush was free, would you still use Blender? No, probably not. You know, ZBrush is a little bit more smooth, it takes a little bit more polygons, and it's just a little bit better than Blender. If both were free, I would choose ZBrush. But since ZBrush is much more expensive, then it's no contest at all. Blender is the thing. The blade collection is really cool, and then I just remembered this is YouTube. Hope the video don't get strike the... if it does, it's fine. I mean, this is just a normal video with Artstation portfolio reviews. It's not something important. It's not something that will blow up to big heights and everybody will see it. No, it's not like that. This video, after like a couple of months, it will have no more than 10,000 views at most. So that's completely fine. Nico, please reply my question. This is the bodybuilder forever asked. What questions do you ask? Bodybuilder forever. But your question is so much up that I cannot quite see it. So you as well can ask again. Yeah, I cannot see it actually. Did you try Muay Thai? No, I haven't. Although I've seen people training kind of on the streets. Just on the side of the streets there was a gym. It's completely open. You can see what's happening inside. And yeah, I would try it, by the way. Why not? It's fine. They will kick my ass, but it's fine. Also, did you try Moi Moi? No, I don't. Do you like the movie Machete? Yeah, it's a fun movie. Thailand is pretty rainy now. Bulgaria is pretty rainy now too, but it's also cold. In Thailand, the thing is, you have a rain, but it's warm. I mean, it's warm when it's rain. It's fine. You can go with a t-shirt and everything will be fine. Here in Bulgaria, when it's the rainy season, which is right now, it's not that warm and it's bad. Hello Nico, what would be your first advice for the best way of practicing in Blender? Exactly, practicing in Blender. Just put the hours and practice. Whatever. I mean, whatever you want to do. If you want to sculpt, sculpt. If you want to model, model. Nico, can you make an education video about video and brush? No, I can't because I don't use them. You are the best, Nico. Thank you so much again. Big inspiration while working. Thank you. I started a YouTube channel. How to get more views? I do speed sculpts. Just as I said, when you start a YouTube channel, don't expect to have a lot of views. Just have fun. Just do what you do best. Do it as best as you can. And in the beginning, your videos will be probably crap. But then you will get better and better. And while you get better and better, you will start to get subscribers at some point. Maybe after the first year, maybe after the second year. Sometimes it could take 3 years to start getting more subscribers. But you have to be patient. If you're not patient, you have to be very good. I mean, if you are amazingly good, then probably, if you advertise your channel to some Facebook groups or Discord servers or whatever, at some point, if you are amazingly good, you will get more views. Because people, when even one guy stumbles on your video and he sees it and he says, wow, this is so nice, he will share. And then other people will share. And this is how people will kind of understand about your channel. If you're not as good in the beginning, you will probably not be that good. So you have to just be consistent at least. Was Bulgaria a socialist country? Definitely yes. It was almost part of the Soviet Union. Not exactly part of the Soviet Union on paper, but practically it was part of the Soviet Union. But not exactly. It was not in the Soviet Union in theory, but in practice it was. It was part of the Soviet bloc, we may say. Maybe next you should create a weapon making course. Maybe. I saw your last video where you showed your photo with young you. Nice hair. I have the same problem. It's not a problem. You don't have to look at it as a problem. Balding is absolutely normal and we should appreciate it. And even I have a good skill. I mean, my skill looks nice. Even if your skill doesn't look that nice, you shouldn't care about it that much. Hi Nico, what are your thoughts on Feng Zhu video about AI? I don't recall what you're talking about. Why is Ubisoft so shit? 150 euro for a game. Most of the people now, I mean most of the games right now cost kind of a big money. When Ghost of Tsushima, for example, came for PS5, it was pretty expensive too. I bought it secondhand, by the way, because my PS5 has a disc, and that's a very good thing to have a console with a disc, because you can go secondhand and buy the game for half the price at least. So it's pretty cool. What are you going to animate? When are you going to animate your characters? I will never say never, but probably never. I don't know. Let's go. Lorenzo Debil. Debil? Debil. Lorenzo Debil from Canada. This is a French name probably. Debil. But Debil in Bulgaria and probably in Russia also means something not so good. But this character looks nice. I mean, the folds, they are a little bit random here and there, but they're not bad. Can be better. Definitely can be better. And the folds here on the scarf definitely can be better. So, as we can see, this character looks cool. Almost fine. All the proportions and everything looks fine. But the folds are not good enough for this character. They have to be better. But overall, cool. And this, again, the folds problem. The faults are here and there. Some of them are very shy. Some of them are not so shy, but they are not good enough. The face is relatively fine. Maybe the mouth can be a little bit smaller, or the eyes can be a little bit closer together. This distance between the eyes, it's absurd. It's like eye and a half distance, which is too much. But I like the hood and how it has a different material inside and outside. It's very cool. So there are things to like, there are things not to like that much from Lorenzo Deville. Deville is weak. Okay. This is from Deville is weak in French. Ah, yeah, good. So why did they call him? I mean, why did they? We've seen this portfolio already. Nico. Let's see, Nico from Finland. Yeah, from this name, Rumukainen. Rumukainen. Yeah, he's from Finland. Okay. So for this portfolio, I would say we need more work, more practice, because the facial anatomy is not on a very good level. But also, you have to decide if you want to be a character artist or you want to be a props artist. But as we can see, the most recent works, they're mostly characters. So, well, this face is... don't do this. Although the wings are looking great. I don't know if he took the wings from somewhere, but they're looking great. But the face is hideous. So, I would recommend my course of head and face practice exercises. Yes. Lots of heads exercises in real time. Each one of those heads and skulls I'll do on a different video, and I explain a lot of things about the anatomy of the head, about proportions, about the shapes, and we have also head from planes, we have skulls, we have head above a skull, and a lot of things. It's very, very useful in my opinion. Especially it will be useful for Nico to understand. So Nico will teach Nico. Okay. All right. So here we see the what is this? What is this language, by the way? Treba над hard surface-нови детайлами, па працевати, бояко хочеш на студио. This is Ukrainian? Oh, this is Ukrainian language. It's very interesting. It's not. It's similar to Russian, but it's. I cannot understand it that much, you know. This is. So this is a comment. Yeah, he didn't put any thing on it. A concept, probably from my course, maybe not, because he didn't mention my name, so maybe it's not from my course. Who knows? This looks fine, by the way. Not bad. And the last work is this guy and this guy. Those are some speed sculpt. Just whips. Yeah, not bad, by the way. This is very good for work in progress because it has some render, although it's a little bit dark, but it has a render, and it's not just a screenshot like this one. This one looks more like a screenshot, although it has some rim light. But I would suggest to not put this kind of things in your portfolio that much. And this looks like a work from the female anatomy course that I did. It's kind of the same pose, but maybe it's not. Nobody knows. It looks good, by the way. It looks not bad. So this guy has skill, but he has to work more on making something pretty nice with nice render. This doesn't look bad, although the face is like meh, not so good. So work more on faces. And this one, I would not like this in my portfolio, especially in this state. Maybe with a better render, with nicer materials, it could be a good addition to the portfolio, but not like this. And the knight, let's see it. This one looks cool, I would say. Even the face from far away, it looks very nice. But the render, again, it's not perfect, especially for the face. It's a little bit too flat. And she looks a little bit dead. I mean, the face, usually in Blender, it's difficult to make it like this, but it needs more color. So yeah. But otherwise, pretty nice job. What tablet are you using? I have a very old Wacom Intuos 4. Wacom Intuos 4 is amazing tablet. I also have Wacom Intuos 4. But I don't use it anymore because I found out that much cheaper tablet is also as good. And it's not better than Wacom Intuos 4, but it's equally good. And it's called One by Wacom. And it's amazing because Wacom Intuos 4, the same size, M size, takes twice the space in my desk. One by Wacom takes very little amount of space for the same, because it doesn't have buttons, any fancy stuff which I don't use anyway. So One by Wacom is the best. Is it difficult to make a living as a 3D artist? Also, do you do anything other than 3D? It's difficult. No, if you're a good 3D artist, it's not difficult to make a living if you are willing to work. Nowadays, if you're a freelancer and you don't have a company that you work for as a freelancer, particularly, it's a little bit more difficult. But if you're good, if you post often in your portfolio Artstation, probably you will get job offers. That's fine. And do I do anything other than 3D? Not too much. This is mostly what I do for work. I mean, I do courses, which is not exactly 3D. The course itself, I can do courses for everything. I can do courses for mental education, for psychology, for example, but I have to get better in it. I'm reading books now, I'm educating myself. So someday maybe I will, if the 3D is not profitable enough anymore. But nowadays I'm doing courses and I'm teaching people how to sculpt characters. Nico, will you do full process of making characters someday? I mean, sculpt, retopo, texturing, rigging? No. Most likely I will not rig it that much, although the character that I did for my other channel, if we go to my other channel, I will show you now. I always show it, but what speedchart? Okay, we go to the speedchart channel, which is this one. Now you're watching speedchart live. Now you're watching speedchart live, and this one is just speedchart. And we go to playlists, and we find this, and in this playlist we have a lot of videos. So there are 38 videos creating this character from scratch, and this is even working in Substance Painter, and this is all in YouTube for free. If you buy the course, by the way, because you can buy it also, you will get 2 more videos or 3 more videos, I don't know, maybe 2, which I get the textures here from Substance Painter and put them in Blender, or I put them here in Blender too. No, we are just working in Substance Painter here and exporting textures, and that's the finish here. And in the paid course we have just 2 more videos, which I think we are also rigging the character, but I'm not sure exactly. But it has low poly and everything, so you can check it out, and this hopefully answer your question. Nico, I'm studying in college. Can Blender be used for game character company instead of ZBrush? Yes. You know, Blender can be used. Why? Because it's free. And when you go to a certain company and you tell them, I do my models with Blender, I do my high polys with Blender, my low polys, they don't care that much. They shouldn't care that much because Blender is free. So you can work with Blender in the company without for them having to buy a certain software which costs money. You will cost them nothing in terms of software. So you will use Blender, it's fine. It should be fine for most if you are good. If you're making good models, a smart company shouldn't care about which program you use. I mean, if it's Blender. Because if, for example, they are working with 3D Max and you're using Maya, they will not buy Maya for you, just for you. But since it's Blender, they wouldn't have to buy it, so it's fine. Will you do your courses translate Russian? No, I don't know Russian, so I will not be able to translate them in Russian that much. I know Russian a little bit. I understand it like, let's say 70%. I understand, but I cannot speak it almost at all because I don't have practice. You know? Practice is the key. Can you follow all of your Artstation tutorials in ZBrush as well, or they are program specific? Most of them are program specific, but if you're good in certain program, for example, you're good in ZBrush, and you know your way in ZBrush, technically you know stuff, then you can follow the Blender course and just do things in ZBrush with the tools that ZBrush provides. It's possible, but I also have ZBrush courses and Blender courses, so I have both, and you can choose. Still waiting for the procrastination course. Yeah, that will be cool. Here, Nico, I've been practicing. I can figure out how you pull up that white grid for increasing resolution though. Just pressing R in sculpt mode. Hello, man. Hello. Jesus, we need a video with the most frequent question. Yeah, probably yes. Nico, what's the most amazing ninja you have ever seen? The black ninja. I don't know. I can confirm that we have artists use Blender in AAA production. Yes, exactly. We have artists using Blender in AAA production. But of course, if it's a realistic game, I would say ZBrush is a little bit better for the high poly. This one I like, from the thumbnail. This one I like. This one I like a lot. Joker is very nice. This one I don't like. It has to be removed. This one is fine. This one is middle ground. This one is cool. This one, no. This one, no. This one, relatively. This one is immediately. So those two are the ones, and this third one has to be removed immediately. The other ones are looking fine. Let's see this one. Pretty cool, by the way. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's kind of a, you know, fast work. Let's see if we have here for Carl Andre some kind of a retopologized character or whatever. This looks cool, but we don't have retopology. So yeah, what people that are looking for, what some client will look for in this portfolio to find something that he looks for, I don't know. Probably working from a concept, doing some stuff for 3D print a little bit, just faces, I don't know. Because we don't have full armored character, for example, which is common in games. We don't have a cyberpunk character with a weapon, which is also common these days. We don't have retopology, we don't have any of that stuff. But yeah, other than that, a good job with some of the characters, but some of them, as I said, 3 of them remove directly, without any conscience. Hi Nico, can someone become character artist and prompt designer at the same time? Probably yes, I don't know. Okay, no. Ashen. How much time do we have? I don't think we have time. Yeah, we have to finish this. Let's finish this after this portfolio. This is just an axe. And it's not even a very good render of this axe. Probably this is just a high poly. Yeah, I would say make it low poly, make nice textures, and then it could be in your portfolio. Now it's just not good for a portfolio. Let's see this turtle guy. Not bad, not bad. Interesting texturing, like wood. Looks relatively cool. The dragon. You know, when I see this kind of sculpts, this sculpt is not bad. It has detail and everything, but it's just a clear render, and also it doesn't have even rim light to make the render a little bit more interesting. So it's not good for the portfolio. This also, rim light. Put rim light always. It will just improve a little bit the sculpt. Rim light is always nice. This one also suffers from lack of rim light, but also I don't know. Let's see the concept. We don't have a concept, which is bad. I mean, relatively, you shouldn't work without a concept. The better your concept is, the better your 3D will be. If you don't have a concept, then you risk to do something which is like, meh, you know, something like, meh, nothing good. My friend had to switch from Blender to 3D Max, even though the job description said it's okay if it knows Blender. It depends. For example, if you have to rig characters or animate them, then you should switch to the software that the company is using. But you know, I always say to the people who are starting, start with Blender. learn Blender. It's much easier to learn another 3D program. It will take you just 1 month, even less, to learn Maya or Max when you know Blender or another 3D program. From 3D program to 3D program, it's not that difficult to go. But if you don't know any 3D program, then it will be kind of hard. So you have to be careful with that. What do you like to use for topology? Just default Blender and Snap. Does the voxel size if you want to? Yes. Lower the voxel, then remesh. Exactly. Okay. Goodbye, guys. See you in the next video where we will do Artstation reviews probably again.